talk about the part of real estate that's not so black and white. This is the full rundown of my guide to moving up, which I call the gray guide. Hi, my name is Casey Gray. I'm a realtor, broker associate, and a mom, and I love helping people love where they live. And one of the processes in real estate that I absolutely love is the move up process. You bought a house a few years ago, your family has grown, you're looking for more space, more land, room for your kids to grow, your family to grow, and you have saved up a bunch of equity. You've probably advanced in your career, you are making more, you're saving more, you're spending less, and you're looking to invest in yourself, in your future. And how do you do that? By moving up. And that is what the American dream is all about. You buy a house, you move, and you buy a bigger house, and you use that equity and continue to, build your wealth through real estate. And so that's exactly what this guide to moving up goes over, all of the things. When you are buying and selling at the same time, there is a lot of ins and outs and a lot of different options. So in here has my resume. It just talks about a little bit about me. I got my real estate license in 2016 and my broker's license in 2019. I've since then sold, over 50 million in real estate, and I love helping families specifically because that's kind of the journey that I'm in at the moment. The goal is to be able to move. And how do we get you there? It's going to depend on you and your situation, both financially, physically, emotionally. What are you capable of doing and pulling off? So I'm just gonna kind of go over a couple of the options. There are some additional financing options if you don't want to have to sell before you buy, and that is a bridge loan. Basically, they give you a loan for what your next house is with the collateral of selling your current home within a set time frame, and then they usually add on a percentage fee to that of the purchase amount to kind of help them with their investment into your future. And then of course a home equity line of credit. We just want to make sure that if you're going to rent out that current home that you have enough of a payment, that your payment is low enough to be able to be covered by the rental income or whatever you feel comfortable within that threshold. So some things to consider about this transition is the current market. Where are things? Is your house going to sell quickly? How is it going to sell? Are you ready to, is your property ready and prepped? There's a lot of things that we will go into, and so that kind of depends on your current situation and what time that situation happens. And then of course inventory. If the inventory is really low in your bracket, chances are your house will sell a lot quicker. In the market that we're in today, houses typically in that move up range, 600,000 plus, are sitting a bit longer. There's more inventory, and so that makes it a little bit easier. So you're gonna want to keep an eye on inventory. Our house is selling quickly, over asking. They're not even taking a look at something that's contingent on selling their current home. So you have to really keep an eye on that, and your realtor, me, can help you do that. And then 2 mortgages. If you decide to buy first, how long are you going to be comfortable with paying 2 mortgages? Worst case scenario, you can't find a tenant for a long time, something goes wrong. How comfortable are you paying those 2 mortgages, and for how long? And then of course moving fees. If you decide to sell before you buy, where are you going to live? Are you going to live in a short-term rental? Are you going to pay for storage? What is your plan there? And how are those fees going to affect you and your bottom line? My clients have plenty of good things to say about me, so you can go check my Google reviews, and if you are a past client and you haven't left one yet, you know what to do next. But the listing process with me goes a little bit like this. I'm just gonna kind of run through it really quickly. You meet with me, we figure out a price and prep your house for sale, then we list it for sale, then we go through showings, then we go through offers and negotiation, and we choose an offer, then we're under contract, and then we go through the final details, inspections, things like that, and so on. And then we have our closing. So you have to get that all lined up with the buying process. And the buying process is pretty similar. When you buy, you are getting pre-approved, you're looking at houses, you're making an offer, then you have acceptance, then you have the timeline starting, then you have the deposit due, then you have the disclosures, and then you have inspection and the appraisal contingency, and then you have your loan contingency, and then you have to sign docs, and then you have to have the loan process, and then you have to close escrow, and somehow in that you have to also figure out when you're selling your house. So you're gonna get picture ready, and then I'm gonna go over the marketing plan with you, but I'm gonna have that locked and loaded, ready to go. And then of course we're gonna have a very strategic price, especially if you are writing offers with your home not yet on the market. It is very important to have a very aggressive price, you know, a little bit under like your ideal amount. So once you have all that ready, once we've gone over all those things, we're then gonna get you pre-approved. It is important to be pre-approved because you should not be looking at houses unless you are ready to make an offer. Just because your house still needs to get sold doesn't mean that if you're pre-approved, you're not able to make an offer. You are definitely able to make an offer. It is contingent on sale of your current primary residence. And I can show you all the houses listed by me, listed by another company, listed by another agent, listed by another company. In this guide, you have a lender questionnaire. So if you love the lender that you used the first time you bought a house, you can use the same lender. If you want recommendation from me, I can help you with that. And then of course, picking your dream home is so important. I'm a big believer on if you write it down, it will come to life. And then we go over timelines. So my ideal scenario for most of my clients, which I have executed multiple times, is to have your property picture ready. We take the pictures, we keep those, we input them into the MLS, not as coming soon, just as incomplete and not yet ready to post. We write offers on properties that you're interested in until one accepts us as contingent needs to sell your home. So that timeline can be different depending on what seller is interested in, possibly a longer timeline, or if the seller really needs to get out quickly, we're gonna have to shorten that. So basically, we write an offer saying we will put your house on the market and get it under contract within X amount of days. So the goal from there, typically it's around 14 days, is to, the wonderful thing about that is we don't have to rush around, get your property ready. We already have the pictures. You'll have to do some tidying, maybe call the house cleaner to prep before, you know, our first week of showings. But for the most part, you are ready to go and we're not rushing around, we're ready to list. So day one of that. And then we have a full 14 days to get your property under contract, which allows for, you know, plenty of negotiation, plenty of time to get people in from out of the area. So that allows for plenty of time to get people into your home to view it and write an offer. So then the timeline begins with both buying and selling, and it is just a smooth, seamless process from there. Typically on your offer on your current home, we'll ask for a rent back so we can close on your property. You can stay in your house for a few days and be able to transition into the new property. You might have to pay a little bit of rent, but probably what you're paying in that little amount of rent is cheaper than going and renting an Airbnb or a storage unit or whatever else you might have to rent. So, all that said, that was a 12-minute video. This takes a lot of time, education, and learning. I have done this for many years, and I am happy to help you along the process. You can get this free guide down below and schedule your consult today, and check out your home's value for free down in the link below. And I am more than honored to have helped so many families transition from their current home to their next forever home, or their current new bigger home till their kids move out and then they want a smaller one, whatever it might be. I am so happy that I get to be a part of that, and I love making sure all the pieces fit, and it's just a wonderful experience. So if you are thinking that it is time for you to spread your wings, even if you have a 2.5% interest rate, it could be a wonderful move for you and your family, and I'm here to, consult you along the way. Thank you so much for watching my in-depth look at my grade guide, and I will see you in the next video.